but we're going to still continue to entertain you because Hargeet, the showcase. Look, you and I have heard both on public and private channels that this showcase is expected, this is a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt, folks, to be bigger and badder than 2024's. And it's hard to imagine because we were there, right? We were ass in seats, and for every big announcement that we didn't, that we were, and which most of them were shocking for us, but I don't think anything was as big as Gears of War E-Day. I mean, it was like being at a wrestling event, like your favorite wrestler coming out and just doing his or her thing. The crowd went bananas. As a matter of fact, I'm a big nerd, folks. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it because I recorded it. I got 26,000 views, and I was like, yeah, Mr. Hargeet here. What was the end number for the people that tuned in?
People still keep watching it. So I'll tell you what the current number
is. Please tell this chat. This is amazing, folks. I love these stories. This is great.
Let's see. Gears. Where's my Gears? I'll just do a Control F. Gears. There it is. It is at 87,848.
87, almost 88,000 views. I mean, what a story!
Yeah,
like
crazy.
So,
right?
Again, it's an exciting time. And again, folks, do I have any inkling as to what's going to be there? No, I honestly don't. And Hargeet, you said something earlier that I think is very pointed, and I love it. You don't want to know, right? I don't want to know. Again, I'm very cautious on reporting leaks for a couple of reasons. One, I have people and really good friends at Xbox. I don't want to piss anybody off, but I also don't want to do something that's going to damage the fact that they recognize the channel. So most of the stuff that I get, I don't talk about. Like once Jez reports on it, or Tom Warren or Tom Henderson, or someone's reporting on it, then I'll have a conversation about it because I want to be surprised just like you guys and gals, right? I want to be surprised. So I don't really have any idea, but I think it's safe to say that we have some theories and some thoughts. So the reason I decided to bring this up is because there was a poster on X or Twitter. He goes by the tag C7 Gaming. Now I follow him, he follows me. And he put out a tweet for the Xbox. Again, this is just his thought and theory as to what could be at the showcase. And when I saw it, I said, wow, this is really something else. I want to talk about this. And of course, I want to give him, give him a shout out. So check this out, Hargeet. This is what he has down for the showcase. And again, is everything going to be there? I don't know, but it's a really, really good list. And I got to be honest with you. If half the games that he has on this list are there, and they're all very viable, there's nothing here that is so off the wall wackadoo that you're like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So for DLC, he has Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the second DLC, something with giants. That's happening. That's not a surprise. We already know about that. Starfield is having a new DLC this year. Not a surprise. He also has Avowed. And originally, they did not make Avowed with DLC, but because of the reception, they might have changed course. So maybe we get an announcement, maybe not coming this year, it's coming next year, but we might get some Avowed. So those are the 3 DLCs that he has. As for games, Hargeet, Outer Worlds 2, not a surprise. Ninja Gaiden 4. Now, this is where we get into some speculation town kind of conversation. He has State of Decay 3. I think it's going to be there. I really, really believe it's going to be there. And I think we're going to get a release date for it. I don't think that obviously is happening this year. I think it's going to happen next year. But I think we're going to get some real good gameplay. He has Perfect Dark. Again, we already saw gameplay. I think we get an announcement for next year for sure. He has Gears of War E-Day. Obviously, that's happening in 2026. He has Fable. Some people don't want to see Fable again. Yes, I'll see Fable again, please. Thank you. Hollow Knight Silksong has been rumored to be there and actually potentially shadow drop at the event, which would be dope. He does have here Everwild, which could show up. Contraband is about time to show up. Elder Scrolls 6, I don't know so much about that one. I think that would probably not be there, but he has Forza Horizon 6 here. I think that shows up in a big way. And he has two surprises here. Now, one really isn't a surprise, but we're all going to be yelling in our seats to watch it get announced, and that's Black Ops 7, which of course is the sequel, the direct sequel to Black Ops 2. And he has here, and again, we heard some rumblings about this, Hargeet, Prototype 3. And remember, we had that leak where someone that was was asked to fill out a questionnaire about Prototype. I mean, listen, you're not going to get any gameplay, obviously, but an announcement would be pretty good. So again, that is. Oh, so he also wrote. Thank you so much for that, James Thomas. Clockwork Revolution. I forgot to mention that one. I have it right in front of me, and I went right over it. So Clockwork Revolution.
Do we see the list, or is that something that I don't know?
I mean, I could do
well.
what was the question?
Yeah, I was just saying, I don't know if it's something you can screen share or not, but
yeah, I can
I don't know
share.
if it's just in notes or if it was a tweet or something.
Let me do that, folks. Hold on a second. Let me do a quick screen share so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Again, it's
while you're going through that, I would say there's more than a 60% chance that Forza Horizon 6 is going to be there.
Yeah,
and I'm basing that on internal knowledge of things that I probably shouldn't be talking about. Anyway.
There it is, Hargeet.
So I think that is a likely. Now, it may not happen, right? But they're very due. It's very due. It's been many years now, like 4 years. What it's 21, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely due. And I just, I'll just leave it at that. There are reasons why I think it is going to be there. I don't think that anything here is out of bounds. The one that I would think that's kind of odd is Grand Theft Auto.
I agree there.
I don't know that that's going to be there, unless they basically are saying we're ready to announce the release date. We'll announce it on your stage, but we're going to mark it with everyone. I just don't think Microsoft wants to pay them to have exclusive marketing. But I think the better thing for GTA, for Take-Two, is just say every platform can market this game, and let's just get as much publicity as we can with it. And let Nintendo, as they show their fall lineup, can also market it. And PlayStation, like they have, weren't they supposed to have a state of play or something today, or what is it?
They had the Borderlands 4 event where they showed off the game. They have the marketing for that.
Yeah. So, and then, I'm sure they'll equivalent. That's also a Take-Two, right? So, so maybe they'll have that there. Like Hollow Knight. Yeah. That's been waiting to go. I think we got a glimpse of that and the Nintendo thing, right? I think that was there.
Yes.
So that should be coming soon. As far as like Fable, I don't know if they want to show it again or wait for a dev direct later.
Maybe a dev direct to open up 2026. Maybe that happens in February of next year.
Because that got pushed back. So I don't know. Maybe they have something ready and they want to show it. But then again, who knows? Outer Worlds 2, we already know that's the that's their dev direct right afterwards, right? So and that must mean that they're pretty confident that is a big game for them. Right, because they're spending a lot of time on that during June showcase. Clockwork was supposed to be ready to go, so hopefully that'll be something that we see a bit of. Maybe that'll be.
Do you think that could be this year, though?
I hope they don't, because look, as it is, they already have so much this fall. The problem you run into is like now, it's hard to keep up, and then you just end up saying, "Well, what am I not going to play?" It's more likely they're going to have like a Gears collection. I think that's a better thing to do. Put that out maybe like in August or something like that, whatever. That's a good thing to do, but they still already have plenty that's coming out this year. I don't think they should add more, because look, if Forza is coming, and I said I have like a 60% confidence it is, Forza coming out means September is likely Forza. So that's going to be September. Then you got Outer Worlds to slot in and Ninja Gaiden 4 to slot in. Right. And you have at some point that GTA 6 that's going to happen. So you really don't want to keep adding more to this. It's going to get kind of crazy. So this year, I think they've already got enough. They don't need to add more. in my opinion. They have to also put in Call of Duty, right? But Call of Duty can probably live on its own, so fair enough. So I think the rest of this stuff is really next year or further out. Elder Scrolls 6, I think, is ready to show. So it is possible we start getting the first, look at it, right? We got a glimpse, right? Like a pan over the area that's going to be, right? That was the sort of it's coming trailer that they had many, many years ago, right? Before they were acquired, along with Starfield, right? They showed both of those. But I think this is going to be the real, full on reveal trailer where we're going to see a bit more about it and, what the game's going to kind of feel like, be like, whatever, right? I think that is viable because I think this is a 27 release. And the usual thing Xbox does is they'll show it to you, and then the following year they'll show you the gameplay, right? And then it'll come out the following year, something like that, right? So I think that's a good pattern for them. So it's a good time to tell us, hey, what's going on with Elder Scrolls 6? I think it's a 27 game. That's my guess, right? So I think that's when it's going to potentially come out. But maybe it's further out. We'll see. But I think that might be realistic. Everwild, we should be ready to show something. So I think that being there is probably realistic as well. What's not on here is Double Fine. I think Double Fine's ready to show something as well.
Yeah.
They've already had, I don't know if it's the same. Was it Brutal Legend? Is that the game? But there's maybe a sequel to that. The one with Jack Black.
People whatever the name. For that. Yeah, it was Brutal Legend. That was a phenomenal game, dude. So
that might be the thing that's coming. They also had other little smaller game, right, that they could potentially be putting out as well. So that Project Mara should be kind of something that we might want to be seeing at this point as well.
What about that might be showing Kojima's game?
I think that for Keely's
makes sense.
In December. And then I don't know that we see Blade yet. I think that might be a little out, but it's possible. Blade might be here. It's possible. Okay. So that might be another potential here. For me, the one that I want to see in the same vein is I want to see what that Halo Studios is working on. Yes. I want to see output from that. It's been too long, 21 when Halo Infinite came out. I want to see what's going on with Halo. And it is still, to me, one of the biggest franchises they've got. It's why I'm on Xbox. I still want to see Halo. So they showed us Gears last year, and it was killer. It was so well done. It was an awesome trailer. I want to see the same level. I want that same emotion. I want that same they got to do it at the same level of that, and that should end the show. Is Halo, right? Of course, Outer Worlds will come after that. Fine, fair enough, right? But I want that to be the ending, right? Oh, we got one more thing, and it's Halo. That would make this better than last year because Halo to me is still above Gears. I know there's going to be people who think Gears is better. Fine, I don't care. Halo is it for me. I want to see Halo. I would love to see that be the ending of the showcase. So that's what I'm looking for. Now, are there going to be other surprises? Very likely. And I'm sure there's partner stuff that we don't know about that's going to be there. Just put it this way, Ninja Gaiden 4 was announced on a freaking Dev Direct because they didn't have enough time last year to show you that one during June showcase. So that is how much stuff they have cooking, right? So we will see. I'm sure there's other stuff we just don't know about. But, I think a lot of this is likely. And then, except for GTA, I don't know about GTA. A lot of this is likely. But I would add Halo. I really think Halo. And then I think
now the question is what Halo
so
though?
We should see
because
that.
is it the Combat Evolved remake using Unreal Engine 5?
Whatever it is that they're working, right? Whatever it is that Halo Studios, whatever they rebranded themselves, right, is working. Whatever that is, if it's a reimagining, if it's a reboot, if it's a just Combat Evolved with a different twist to it, fine. Whatever it is, I want to see it, right? Yeah. So that's really it. I want to see more Halo. I want to.
There's nothing wrong with that.
In a big way.
I think it's time for a single player story driven Halo to return again, folks.
Yeah,
I have
absolutely
25 plus days in Halo Infinite, and I'm not sorry that I spent all that time.
It's an awesome,
great game. But it's time that we I agree. I think we're on to something here. Again, look, Forza Horizon 6 Tokyo, someone actually just said it. That's what my prayers to the gaming gods are. Hopefully they go to Tokyo because they've been to Europe, they've been to Mexico, they've been here, there, and everywhere. Just like Assassin's Creed finally got to Japan, I think it's time for this, and it really does match the series so well. And could you just imagine a year or even a showcase, Hargeet, where they're going to, and again, this is all potential, folks. So obviously take it with a grain of salt. You could actually get a year where in this, showcase, you get Forza Horizon 6, you get the Gears of War collection redone in Unreal Engine 5, and you potentially get an announcement for Halo Combat Evolved redone from the ground up. I mean, my God.
In UE5.
In Unreal Engine 5.
It's going to be an interesting time, right? And look, along with that, and there's the it's just Halo, Gears, and Forza. Well, first off, those are freaking awesome franchises. So anytime somebody says that, they can just shut up, right?
Yeah.
So those are awesome franchises. To get those games is great. We're also seeing all sorts of other games too. So it's like not like that. By the way, I don't know if it did have Call of Duty there, right? Obviously, Call of Duty is going to be there, and it's probably going to start the show, right? You're most likely going to see Call of Duty as the starting of the showcase, and so that's definitely going to be there. But yeah, it's very cool if all three are there. But that's I don't know why that would be a negative at this point, seeing as how you get so much other content now. That, like, yes, you have Halo, Gears, and Forza, but you also have everything else, right? So we're just eating so well. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it. Hardware. You mentioned that there was some potential for hardware.
I mean, that's the running rumor. Now, what hardware that is, I don't think it's going to be the console, but it could be the handheld for sure. Obviously, the handheld is rumored to be releasing next year. I mean, is that pushed into 2027 maybe? Who knows? But there could be hardware, and if it's not their own hardware, maybe it's a partnered hardware reveal. Look, at the end of the day, this is, again, folks, just go to social media. I'm not the only one talking about it. This showcase is expected to be better than last year's. That is the running rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. We will certainly see. We're just a pinch over 5 weeks away, Hargeet, and we're all going to be sitting here just mesmerized. And of course, I'm not going, so I won't be having any live reactions outside of me sitting in front of the pewter watching it with you guys because we're going to cover it. But
I will. We will have it.
And yes, and you're going to be able to, and that's going to be fun because you're going to be with the fans. That's going to be dope.
Yes.